Welcome to Blind City. I had to lose my sight to find my vision.
Are you blind? Are you blind? Open your eyes. They lying every time, so I don't trust men, only trust God. I had to lose my sight before I could see the light.
Welcome to Blind City. See, Blind City is a condition. Crime, racism, and poverty. We have to put the word neighbor back into hood. I had over 31 surgeries and lost my sight and fight to glaucoma. I tried killing myself 3 times in one day, and I was unsuccessful. And then I heard a voice tell me, use your weakness as a strength to inspire and create awareness through Blind City, the podcast. I will address the issues that are plaguing our society, like poor education, that are turning our broken neighborhoods into the breeding grounds for prisons, bootleg preachers, crooked politicians that have my people dancing like strippers in the community. Let's talk about it. Or we can flip tables like Jesus. Welcome to Blind City. This is Blind City, the podcast. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham, along with Dr. Porter. We are the therapy for these streets. And like I said before, the most dangerous man in the world is a blind man with a handgun. Blind City, the podcast. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. We are the therapy for these streets. Hype Magazine Network on Roku, and now ABC 30. Inside the city, he just rolled up. Coming out of the Kanye West camp, good music from the STL. Major 88 Keys.
What it do, man? What it do?
Blessing blind, bro, using my disability as a strength. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, blessed as well, man. Staying busy, staying active, as always.
I know it, man.
Never not working.
Well, let's start it off like this. I know you see me, but I don't see you. I don't walk with a cane or a dog. But right. I'm better looking than Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles.
All right.
Dr. Porter, how you doing?
I'm good, LC. How are you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. We got Major Keys just rode up to the city, so we're going to get right to it. We're going to jump right into it. Keys, I think the city, man.
What's up?
We in a slump, bro.
Talk to me.
We're in the slump, bro. I know we know Yvette just got a deal with Universal Republic. Shout out to Yvette.
Yeah.
But we're in a drought, man. I know we got Grimy out there.
Yeah.
But I feel he has
it.
Who?
Lil' Kel.
That's right. Lil' Kels with cinematic.
Yeah.
Right. But we haven't had that takeoff like Mo from the city, man, and right. Chingy. We ain't had that one hit to just make the whole world just turn their head back on St. Louis. Why you think the reason why?
Well, I mean, part of the reason I would say would be just like when back then, none of the people that were hot were collaborating with each other while they were all hot. And that's what kind of makes Atlanta a little bit different, because a lot of their songs got features on them. You know what I'm saying? And those features, you may know who they are, you may not, but it's that bigger name that's helping, you know what I'm saying, those smaller names come up, you know what I'm saying? And even if they just popping in the city or if they popping nationwide. And like I said, back in the day, Nelly didn't do a song with Chingy while both of them was hot, and you know what I'm saying? Like Huey, like there weren't those big songs together, just like we look for a Chris Brown and Drake to do a record, and it's huge, you know what I'm saying? But just like now, everybody, like you said, Yvette, Lil' Kel, all of them popping, but then they all got deals, but neither one of them got songs with each other either, though.
You're correct about that. But also saying they might then do a song together, but they at least had their hits though. They had hits that hit Billboard, like Nelly.
Right.
You know, he came out with a fire. You know, Chingy came right behind him, like with the momentum.
Yep.
Then you know, Jibbs came out there. He had a single that did quite well as well.
Yep.
But
Jay
I'm
Quan.
saying, right, Jaquan. But I'm saying with this generation, your generation.
Yeah.
Now you made it, but you came from different circumstances, and we're gonna get into that. But I'm saying as of right now, we haven't had that hit out of this generation, and I want to know why. Because what I really think is, I think we're getting overshadowed by these murders. I mean, really do.
That's definitely a key part. You know what I'm saying?
And then with the guns in their videos on YouTube, I mean, all these videos. Hold on, man. Let's flip tables like Jesus. They all going to the same guy to do their video, and ain't nobody getting a deal off the dude page, man. They not building their own fan base. They all going over there on Tory's page. Shout out to Tory. You getting your money, but ain't nobody getting a deal off his page. And then when they go to their own YouTube channel, half them people on Tory page not going over to their channel. So how are they even building an audience to even do a show in the city?
Nah, facts. Nah, what you saying is 110% true. And that's also what I do speak about, you know, when artists be like, oh, my video got 1 million views. Like, no, I got 1 million views on so-and-so, you know what I'm saying, page. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, either a Tory or a Nico, Neil, or a Vic Mont, or, you know what I'm saying, those people who
and shout out to them.
You know, those people that got those, even World Star. Even for people that's putting their videos out on World Star, you know what I'm saying? And you're getting 4 million views, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it's generating those views on World Star, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a businessman, so like I like to talk on the levels of monetization, you know what I'm saying? And monetizing everything from the perspective of your social medias to your Instagram, to your Facebook, to your TikTok, to your SoundCloud if you got one, and also websites and things of that nature. So even on the independent level and scale, like people ain't got to really worry about going to go get a deal, you know what I'm saying, unless or are you more concerned with trying to make some money? You know what I'm saying? Everybody really would rather make some money. So it's like, all right, these are the things that the label gonna do anyway. So you can do it yourself and learn these, you know what I'm saying, these tidbits. So you can, or you can go after the deal. And I guess that's kind of the difference right now. More people want to be independent, but they don't got the budget to be major. And that's going to separate you, because right now, especially during COVID and everything else, if you don't have a social media or digital imprint, like you did out here. So
You're right. But let's get back to the creativity, because you know, I lost my sight 2 years ago, but I was even scanning those YouTube pages out.
right.
A lot of these videos are looking too redundant, bro.
No, big
I mean,
fact.
we just had J-Bo, Jr. in the building inside the city
out to
about
him,
a couple
man.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I asked JR the same question. And it's just getting redundant, man. How many times you gonna keep putting I mean, what the guns, man? What? I mean, I understand. Are they rapping? Okay, we got some dudes that's out here just rapping for their gang. Then we got some dudes that's really out here trying to make an impact nationwide. Then we got some people, they just really, they toying with it. They not really taking it serious. They just want a little clout. What you think about that?
On a bigger scale of things, the reason they getting redundant is because they're the ones that's coming up with the concept to the video. And what I mean by that, for people that seen like some of the Migos videos or even the Baby, some of his videos, you'll see Quavo name listed as one of the directors, or you'll see the Baby name listed as one of the directors. And what I'm meaning and speaking of is they're actually coming up with physical treatments, real treatments to the music videos, instead of just some pull up, hop out, shoot. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you just got the pull up, hop out, shoot videos, those videos are going to look the same. They're going to look redundant. and there's not gonna have no flair. So
these kids don't know the business.
Yeah, that is something.
They're uneducated.
Yeah, that's something major. And I ain't gonna lie, it ain't to say you got to go get a quote unquote professional person that, you know what I'm saying. A treatment to a video is somebody that's being creative. They hear the song, they hearing, you know what I'm saying, and they just putting elements to that song, you know what I mean, without it just being the redundant pull up, hop out, shoot, stand in front of a bando, wave a bunch of guns with 20, 30 people, and now we got the song, you know what I'm saying.
Let's do it like this. Dr. Porter.
Yes, sir.
We had this discussion many times. What's the cliche you use? Life imitating art. Now art is imitating real life with these murders in the streets.
Well, actually, what I say is that instead of art imitating life, life is imitating art. You're exactly right. This is what you're seeing right now because we suffer from identity crisis in so many different areas. And because of the social engineering with media and social media, now you see people now wanting to reflect what they see on television and become what they see in the media.
Yeah.
Big facts, Dr. Porter. We're going to take a break. And once we get back from this break, we're going to talk more with Major Keys on any solutions, any ideas or strategies he can give upcoming artists on how to put out a solid project. And we're going to find out what he's doing now. And he was in a car accident a while back. We're going to talk about how he overcame that obstacle. This is Blind City, the podcast, Hype Magazine Network, Roku, ABC 30.
Blind City, the podcast. It's headed up by a guy named Langford Cunningham. He had to lose his sight to find his vision.
Blind City, the podcast. We are the therapy for these streets. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. Dr. Porter, we have a lot of human trafficking going through the pipelines in America. What you think about it?
You're seeing because of lack of culture, because of lack of this family structure, and because of the over-sexualization of this society, now you're seeing more children, especially young girls, being targeted to portray a lot of the fantasies that are being portrayed in social engineering as far as entertainment is concerned.
Berkeley, Missouri, 400 girls missing, and nobody has no answers. When Becky goes missing, the helicopters, the dogs come out. But when Keisha goes missing, crickets. She's at the strip club. Blind City, the podcast. Watch us on ABC 30 late Sunday nights, or go to blindcitythepodcast.com. Blind City, the podcast. Langford Cunningham, Dr. Porter, Major 88 Keys is inside the city.
What up?
So you heard Dr. Porter.
Yeah.
What you think?
As he agreed with me, I agree with him as well. And one of the things that you said when you talked about like different brands and companies and doing projects and collaborating together, like no matter the entity or industry that you're in, collaboration is always helpful and also better because it brings the cross branding to the marketing table. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that some people do it organically. Some people simply use it as a strategy. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily maybe personally like, or you know what I'm saying, whatever, but they do understand the power of cross branding and cross promotion. So it works. Like the formula works. And like I said, it works for even those that if y'all don't personally like each other. It's past that. It's business. It's about a look. It's bigger than just my west side, your north side, or your block, my block. It's about putting on for an area or a city, a culture. And that's where places like New York build it up. Atlanta built it up. You know what I'm saying? Houston built it up.
Dallas.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To where people can just be a Texas artist and just be
go platinum along in Houston.
Yeah, just as popping as a regular mainstream artist. Shout out to my guy B King, because he one of the ones that I when I think about Texas artists, he independent. You know what I'm saying? That's in Texas, that's popping all over Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, so stuff like that.
So speaking on formula, what formula can you give these local artists inside St. Louis some critical information that they can build on to help their career?
Well, like I said, I'm a businessman always. So first things first is you gotta have your paperwork right.
Say that again, man.
Yeah, first things first, you gotta have your paperwork right.
Facts.
And
now, paperwork, you mean like publishing, right?
And that's what I said. I'm gonna go ahead and run through it real quickly, not too quickly. I want y'all to keep up with me. But first and foremost, you gotta have a BMI or ASCAP. You know what I'm saying? Or CSAC. That's, you know what I'm saying? And then or a SoScan for my foreign international, and there's other ones, but you got to have a PRO. That's what those are. PRO stands for Performance Rights Organizations. So you need one of those because those are going to collect your mechanical royalties and your performance royalties. Boom. So that's that bag. We got that secure. Now we in the day of streaming. Your mechanical royalties and performance royalties do not count your interactive and non-interactive streams. That's a different bag. So you got to be registered with a distributor, whether it's DistroKid, TuneCore, United Master. Also, because when people put out projects, when they distribute, they're probably going to utilize one of these platforms. And if you have an account or something already set up, it makes doing the business part, the splits, easier when it comes down to them paying you, because the artists at that point ain't paying you no more. These entities are now going to be the ones that pay you. You know what I'm saying? So like, for instance, from streaming, I get paid for my DistroKid from Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, so on and so forth, because the artists that put out projects, just like Jizzle, he used DistroKid. We set it up. All the producers got their percentages. Boom, whoop, whoop. And then now, as those people stream the music and buy the music, then now that entity, that platform, is paying us our digital streams.
And let me say this, and thank you for the information to our listening audience. That's real critical. And we're going to bring a seminar to St. Louis next year. I definitely want you part of the panel.
Oh, no,
when we
for
bring
sure.
Hype Magazine Network into town. It's a lot of artists that have been getting bad deals around the city, man. We got a lot of OGs taking advantage of the youth, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not going to mention no names this time, but it's a lot of OGs in the hood taking advantage of these young people that really don't know the contracts, and they're uneducated. So they're it's like a wolf on a sheep, man. And I'm not happy about it.
I wasn't happy about it either, my G. So
right.
So I concur. I can feel you.
You can put all the billboards all over the city you want, dog. At the end of the day, you coach from the sideline, man. You gotta let these young people play. We had our time in the early 90s and 2000s. You gotta let the young people play. We the coach on the sideline. So you can put all them billboards all the city you want. They ain't tripping off that, bro.
No,
it's a new generation. It's a new move. It's a new movement. So the OGs, step aside. If they ask for your assistance, you help them. But don't rip them off.
No, that's facts, though. And I tell people this all the time in the music industry. It's because they ain't got their business straight. And when you ain't got your business straight in this industry, you leave the door open for somebody to take advantage of you, unfortunately. And it ain't nothing that you can, I ain't gonna say it ain't nothing you can do about it, because depending on how well they did it, you know what I'm saying, some stuff ain't reversible.
And let me throw it to the doctor. Dr. Porter, you know, what you think about that, what I just said? You got a lot of older G's who's supposed to have these young people back in our community, but they ripping them off, man.
I think that is one of the biggest tragedies that we suffer from as a people, is that we do not look at things collectively. We look at things independently. And a lot of times you have people who have been disappointed and have been hurt themselves from past experiences. And instead of getting the healing, instead of getting the help that they needed to overcome those things, hurt other people.
You better speak, Doc.
Dr. Porter, the real
You
deal.
better speak,
Dr.
Doc.
Porter,
real
deal.
man.
We're going to be right back after these messages, and we're going to talk more with Major 88 Keys, what he had to overcome during his success in his career. Blind City, the podcast.
Blind City, the podcast. It's headed up by a guy named Langford Cunningham. He had to lose his sight to find his vision.
Hey, y'all, this is Tashara Jones, Mayor of the City of St. Louis, and I listen to Blind City, the podcast.
Thank you, Mayor Tashara Jones. Watch us on ABC 30 late Sunday nights, or check your local listings, or go to blindcitythepodcast.com. Blind City, the podcast. Major 88 Keys is inside the city along with Dr. Porter. Blind City. Check it out, Major 88 Keys. Let's talk about it, man. You had a lot of great success in your career. You're giving back to the community. But you went through some, you had to turn tragedy into triumph. Can you talk to the people? Talk about that day you got into that accident.
Well, it was last year during the pandemic. Well, a week before the accident, all of my stuff, like all my production stuff, my DJ equipment, like all of that stuff got stolen out of my car, because my car got broken into. And because I just got back from Atlanta, hit the airport, I went to the Marquee because I knew the club promoters and owners and stuff, and I've been gone for a minute, so I went, touched back in with my people real quick, and then I went home and got home like 4, woke up by like 9, and just from being tired from running around all day, I left everything in the car, and when I woke up that morning, my windows were smashed, trunk ran through, everything, you know what I'm saying? So I lost people's clients' sessions, my production, all my beats, the track outs to those, even some of the stuff that we had with Jizzle, you know what I'm saying? But luckily, like I said, I got a team. Shout out to my team, man. Major Hits, St. Lou Hits, you know what I'm saying? The Networking Queen, my whole squad, man. You know what I'm saying?
But you also had a car accident, though.
Yeah.
You got hit by a truck.
Yeah, and that was the week after. And that was the week, and so it's that whole July, because that's when everything happened.
And you told me you deal with what?
Well, I deal with PTSD from the car accident.
Right.
It's just that whole month, and it's just like the whole month, everything just led up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I lost my Instagram, my old Instagram account, and then and so my stuff got hacked. So lost all the equipment.
So let the people know when you were driving, though. When you was telling me that story,
when I got to the following week after all my stuff got stolen, I was on the way to the studio to do some sessions, and I was on 70, and a 18-wheeler hit the back of my car and had me hit like the little side median. So everybody know going 70 east, going towards downtown. It was the left side. I was in the fast lane, and the truck hit me, like I said, in the back, and made my car go out of control. And I was driving highway speed, so at least 65, 70. You know what I'm saying? And I hit the median and everything like that. Luckily, I didn't get hit by the truck, or no other cars was in the accident. It was just me. I didn't hit nobody else. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I was okay. You know what I mean? Somewhat, and after the accident, I tried to drive like 2-3 days later, because I ended up getting a rental and everything from my insurance and all of that. And I hopped on not the same highway. I hopped on 270, and I live in North County, so 270 is the first highway I touched. So, but I just told y'all the accident happened on 70. So when I hopped on 270, I started driving, and right before my eyes, I had the whole accident like happen again. Like it was earlier in the daytime, bright, when I was driving, but it switched to the time period of when the accident happened, which was more evening. So it wasn't night. It was like more like 6:30, how it would look around there. So in a blink of an eye, like my whole vision changed, but I'm still moving in real time. It just felt like an Avatar game or something. You know what I'm saying? And I started freaking out. I had to pull over. I had to call my right-hand man. He ain't with me today, but shout out to my man's Trap. You know what I'm saying? I told him what was going on. He pulled up, and he had to end up driving for me for like 2-3 weeks, because I still had meetings and interviews and regular still life to go on, you know what I'm saying? But I just couldn't drive, and like I would try it and I would keep seeing like the reenactment of it, and I'm a conscious person, so I knew what was going on, and I was like, oh yeah, this must be what PTSD feel like, you know, because I already had a moment when the opioid. Don't you remember when the opioid thing was going around? I know Kanye spoke on it and stuff like that. I was one of those people that was affected during that time too. You know what I'm saying? Because my doctor prescribed me some opioids for my tooth, and I had a little moment during that time too. So I was very familiar with when my chemical imbalance is not right, you know what I'm saying, as like a person, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, my body ain't right or my mind ain't right, something's up, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, that PTSD was real, and like I can drive by myself today, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, but at times I still feel a little leery because I, like now, whenever I see trucks, like I be like, oh hell no, let me just go past them or let me go around, way around, you know what I'm saying, or something. But, yeah.
So let's see what the doc got to say, because that's why I bring Dr. Porter. We call ourselves the therapy of the streets because we know the hood don't go to the doctor. So I brought the doctor to the hood.
Hey, I'm with it.
Dr. Porter, what you think about any advice you can give him what he's dealing with?
Well, the advice that I would give him, and it's wonderful, and I give him kudos for understanding and props for recognizing that he is suffering and dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. But he was also, he was traumatized, and that was a shock as well. Is also post-traumatic shock disorder that many of us don't know. You can also be in a shock mode, and it takes time to actually migrate from that particular type of shock, from that particular event. We being people of color, we also understand that we suffer from the issue of epigenetics, which is post-traumatic slave syndrome. We have many stressors that we've never gotten healed from. And just being Black in America is constantly a stress, constantly pressure, constantly trauma affecting us with the brutality that we've experienced, gentrification, and all of the other negatives that go along. But I would say to him that make sure that, you get treatment. Make sure that you talk to someone.
Thank you, Dr. Porter. This is Blind City, the podcast. Major 88 Keys. Real quick, tell people where they can find you and what you got coming out.
Man, for all the new updates, just make sure they tune in to major88keys.com and also tune into my Instagram, official Major88Keys.
And let me say this to the local artists and to my city and all cities around. Music can do two things. It can inspire you to live, and it can inspire you to die. Blind City, the podcast. We've dirt you. Blind City, the podcast. Watch us on ABC 30, late Sunday nights. Check your local listings or go to blindcitythepodcast.com.